Okay, anyways, we will start. I think there's some issue with my Substack camera. However, this is a live self inquiry, and this can be done without seeing me because this is about knowing thyself, knowing who we truly are. And that's why today's self inquiry is knowing before the known. Of course, we have heard these terms, what is knowing, what is known. But today we will try and experience this in our current direct experience. So, you know, when we look at things, we can be either very, very objective, or we can know what we are seeing is a reflection of something. I'll give you an example. If we go in front of the mirror and we want to see that how's my hair like or how's my face like, when we go and look at the mirror is not the reality. Through our awareness, we are looking at a surface which is actually reflecting our face. So just think about this. It will take a few moments to notice that what we're seeing in the mirror is not really real. If we were to see the face, then we look in the mirror and go and direct our awareness to the real face. Right. So, pretty much all our life, what really happens is we are trained to know things. Either we want to know the solution of a problem, whether it is mathematics. So, our mind is trained to actually go very sharply and solve, analyze, put it into formulas, box it, and then come up with answer. Right. Or if we were in biology or physics, our thing is to derive at something. Let's say we look at a plant, and if we were to dissect it and look at it and know it, so it's always about dividing. Mind is trained to divide. So there's nothing wrong, because all the progress we see in the material world is because we can analyze and divide. However, at some point of time, if we were to say that this living in only division and analysis and knowing and labeling and identifying is not what we were made for. That is one of the function, but probably another function is far beyond all of this division. At my, like, whenever I feel, can I step away from this division, analysis, overthinking, always trying to figure out, and can I just be? So this is something, to some of us it happens. When it happens, it's not in our hands, but whenever it happens, this is where the journey to knowing starts, the being starts. And again, saying journey is also a concession, because we also realize that we are not going away somewhere. This is who we are. In fact, not going away from yourself, right? That's why it's called, in Hindi, it's called Sudarshan, or Sanskrit, it's called Sudarshan. Sudarshan means, darshan of yourself, which is seeing yourself, right? So this is when it starts. Another example is, if we were to look at a table, and in fact, this is one of the Zen stories. So the student comes and says, what is this being? So because we are called human being, but I only see human. And you know the spirituality is all about being. So where is the being? Because when I only see humans. So he said, okay, great. So he brings that student near a table, and he says, what is this? So he says, it is a table. So he says, no, it is not a table, it is wood. So he says, no, I see table. He says, no, but this is wood. And he says, tell me which one of us is correct. So he says, both of us. I mean, it can be called table, and of course it is made up of wood. He said, great. And he said, okay, and if the third master comes, let's hear, his or her opinion. So the third master comes, and the lady arrives and says, what is this? So she says, this is actually a tree transformed into something. So they say, they are confused, but they say, yeah, actually, it's tree, right? And the fourth master arrives, an old master. He says, no, 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 this is not tree. This is basically earth, which became a seed and then became a tree. Then that tree died, or it was cut, and then it became wood and then table. So there's many ways to look at things, right? And that's how this whole knowing thyself transpires for all of us. So, what we'll do is today, instead of going into a lot of concepts, we will just go to our direct experience, right? And this is the easiest self inquiry, I would say, today, what we will be doing. But I would still like to tell some kind of things which happen when we do self inquiry. When we do and sit and inquire about something, this faculty of our mind which we have trained to always give answers, as we just discussed, right? I mean, there's a sum, there's a problem, mathematics problem, and we want to immediately solve, you know that's how we have trained our brain. So the moment we are doing inquiry and we say, rest in the knowing, let's say, our mind goes and creates a picture of what is this knowing like. Okay. So what we need to do is let the mind do its job. We are not trying to resist or stop it. But we should know that what is a mental picture and what is the reality. So this is very important. Reality means we are looking at a direct experience, current direct experience, not referring to a past, not referring to an imagination, not accessing in memory and then projecting that to our inquiry, but just looking things the way it is, right? Just the way it is. I'll give another example, right? I don't know how many of you have gone into a wildlife, park, national park, things like that. I'm sure many of you. So when we go there, at least in India, this is the culture. I'm not too sure about, because I've never done it abroad. Here, because it's a land of tigers, people are chasing tigers. Okay, especially in some national parks. So the moment you sit inside the jeep or the safari, people are just going around, just trying to find out and see the tiger. Then somebody says, oh, tiger is there. So the whole experience just becomes about chasing the tiger. But there's this beautiful deep dense forest, and there are deers, and then there are monkeys, and then there are ants, and there's this wind which is blowing, there's this river which is going. But the people are just focused with their cameras because you have to capture the video, right? And the tiger. And for some people, they do 2 3 safaris, and if if it's not in your luck, you will not see the tiger, right? So this constant chasing is where people go because they are trying to know, they are trying to see the object. But what if resting in the being, right, and not chasing the tiger? This is pretty much we are going to do today. There will be thoughts, there will be emotions, feelings, sensations, all sorts of things, memories. But today we will do this as if in the national park we are just resting this in the uh, on our safari jeep, jungle safari jeep, and just looking at whatever emerges. We're not choosing anything. Okay. So with these two things, let's start our inquiry. Very simple. We just rest as we are. We can close our eyes And as we close our eyes, we just sit and take a moment to drop any association with the mental processes which are running. There's nothing wrong with our mind. It is supposed to function, it is supposed to run. So we are not resisting it. We're just noticing that mind is a wonderful tool, but we don't need to be always and in every moment just be attached to it. We just let it be. And as we let the mind be without any resistance or entanglement, see if your ability to experience, or another word, your awareness unveils itself. It's like a light of awareness. As you are closing the eyes, you can suddenly hear, as you step into this moment, suddenly hear all sorts of sounds. Open up and allow every sound to come, pop up, and vanish. There could be sounds of birds, insects squeaking very, very mildly for some of us in the background. Sound of my voice. And notice that all these sounds are appearing and disappearing. There is sound and then there is silence. There could be minute sounds like insects squeaking, a bird chirping from far away, or there could be sounds which are near to us. Without labeling, without entangling into any sound, let's just listen to all the sounds appearing together. Now, instead of just noticing the sound, go to the direct experience of listening. How do you know that these sounds are there? Again, do not imagine listening. Don't create a mental picture of listening. Go to the direct experience of listening. Listening is like a light of awareness. The sounds or the silence is there, but then within your presence, your being, there is this knowing. Without knowing, is there any relevance to these sounds? Do not accept what I say. Go to your direct experience. In this moment, go to the process of listening. If we were to give another name to listening, apart from hearing, can it be knowing? Now let's drop all the labels. No words, no language. Just be. Let the sounds be there. Rest as the silence with no words. Not even knowing. Let go of everything. Just experience the sounds as it is. Without referring to a thought, memory, or imagination, travel between these sounds. If you hear a sound which is far away, go and listen to it. And then come back and listen to, let's say, my voice at the same time. Travel back and forth. When I say travel, you take your awareness, you take your knowing, and you go and listen to further sound, and then relax your knowing and move towards another. Often we are trained in schools, pay attention, listen carefully, but nobody trains us by saying, relax your attention. Forget about the listening. Know the knowing. Right now, in this moment, we just rest as this knowing, where all the sounds are appearing. Now, don't chase any sounds. Just be this field awareness and experience it. How is this knowing awareness experiencing in this moment? Is it contracted? Go to your direct experience. Is it only limited to your body? Take a minute and actually examine or investigate like a scientist. Go travel to the sounds, come back, and see the evidence. Is your awareness or knowing only limited to your body? Again, we are not trying to imagine or refer back to a memory, but in this direct experience, as you can hear maybe a bird at a distance, or a car passing by, or a squeaking insect, or my voice, is your knowing an expanded field of awareness, or is it only contracted to a matter called brain? Now, as we rest as this knowing, let's allow, or even the word allow might not be the most suitable word. Let this awareness reveal all the sensations of our body. There are several pulsations, sensations, vibrations within the body. Without labeling or objectifying them, can we just experience our body? Aliveness, like an ocean, becoming waves in the form of pulsations, sensations. It's like bundle of beautiful movements within the body. One of that movement is our breath. Let awareness reveal the natural rhythm of the breath. See how beautifully, at the tip of the nostril, without any effort, the air gets in and gently moves in, and then there is a pause. After inhalation, there's a pause, and then there is exhalation on its own, and again there is a pause. Notice this beautiful rhythm of the breath, life expressing itself. Now, is there any you present which is controlling this breath, which is manufacturing this breath? Go to your direct experience. Let the breath be revealed in the awareness. But is there a fixed self, a rigid person, which is the owner of this breath? Go to your direct experience. Rest as the knowing, as if there's this light falling onto your breath, and that light is also revealing yourself. There are several sensations as the breath enters, moves through the windpipe. Then there is this pause, there's the silence, and then there's this again movement which is outward where the breath goes out, and then there is a pause. Feel all the sensations. This is this beautiful movement called life. And we know this through our knowing. How do we know that we are breathing? Because there's awareness, there's knowing. So we explored listening. This could be called sensing. And sensing is again nothing but being aware of all the sensations, which means knowing. Rest as this knowing. What is your experience of the body in this moment? Is it solid or is it like multiple pulsations, sensations, vibrations appearing and disappearing like waves in the ocean? Rest as this expanded, unbounded ocean of knowing and stay there. See if there is any tendency to contract back. Even that tendency is nothing wrong. It's like that example which we were talking about. The whole of earth produces a seed, and not produces, it transforms into a seed, and that seed becomes a tree, and that tree once dies and gives wood, and that wood becomes furniture, a table. You know, a philosopher once said, I don't remember his name, but he said, if somebody looks at a grain, one piece of grain, carefully, the whole truth can be revealed. So there's nothing wrong with our contractions. There's nothing wrong with anything. The nature of reality is about expansion, formless dimension, just contracting into a form. It's the dance of the ocean. Form is always temporary. We all will die. If we want to say that we are bodies, then yes, the body would die. But we, the knowing, the ocean always remains. Waves go up, come back and merge with the ocean. Be the ocean and the wave. Wonderful. As we rest as this knowing, the ocean, the expanded field of awareness, we allow ourselves to be like that. No changes. And we gently open the eyes, because this is not about only experiencing when we sit for our self inquiry. The life is an inquiry. Every moment, ocean is appearing as that fan, this mic, my words, yourself, everything which you can see here and now. So we continue our inquiry with our eyes open. And again, not with effort. It's about just resting. Great. Thank you so much. In case you have any questions, any reflection, feel free to share it. I just want to tell whoever is watching us, like, there's Substack and there's Zoom. So I'm also like interacting with people on Zoom, and then there's Substack, right? So in case Substack people have any query, you can just write it in the chat, because we cannot have a two-way communication. Or if you want to come side by side, you can just let me know and I can bring you. And users on the Zoom, feel free to unmute yourselves or write it in the chat, whatever you want to share.
Ashwin,
Yes, Mukesh. Hi.
good evening.
Good evening.
I went through the process, what you say, and I felt whenever you were just talking, at that time I was coming to the surface, you know, and then uh, getting aware that I am knowing or something like that.
Right.
Okay, and in that process, when you're silent, you know, at that time I was dreaming about, I don't know where the mind was going here and there. I don't know, this sort of practice is always happening, you know. Whenever even sometimes you put meditation just on
Yeah.
high, even in bliss app we are just trying it. Sometimes some points hit me, and then in that it goes to that particular part, and it goes wandering here and there. I don't know what sort of things is happening, not happening. I don't know what sort
Hmm.
of things is going on. The regular practice or is something wrong I'm doing it, I'm not aware of it.
Sure.
Can you explain that?
Sure. Sure. No, thanks for sharing this. It's nothing wrong. It's a very common thing. What has happened is our minds have become like this. Every time it wants to do something. So when we let it just be like this, let's say, I've spoken about this before. Let's say if we close our fist and we keep it like this for, let's say, 10 years, and then after 10 years somebody says, oh, this is not the right way. Why are you putting so much of effort? Open. We'll feel very nice. But the muscle memory of our hand will take it back again. Okay. Right. I mean, again, somebody will tell us, oh, no, 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 no. You just keep it. Why are you putting effort? So we'll go back again. Ah. So this is the natural state. And when, let's say, I am saying, so that reminder is coming, so you're opening up your palm. Okay. But then because the muscle memory is always to think, always to dream, so you go back there and then you open. But then see, this is the thing, that this is natural. So one day the deep realization will happen. And in Buddhism they say that you take a dip into the ocean of shunyata, which is nothingness. So the mind literally goes back to its source. See, mind is nothing but, it's not separate from us, right? It's basically the projected thing. So if we go back, mind's job is to always go outside, which is thoughts, right? A dream. But what if we say to the mind, turn back and go to your own uh, source? Where are you coming from? Why are you so interested to go out? Go back. So first is this resting, second is this turning back, which we were doing in knowing, right? We were trying to go and just go to the, which is also called as awareness of awareness, whatever. So nothing wrong. Again, I would say this is very natural. Okay. Does that
Yeah,
answer? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought, sometimes it is like that whatever you say is something like about knowing and all, it hits the subconscious part of it.
Mhm.
And I don't know whether it is there or not. And some residues and whatever things are there, maybe they are getting hit on it and automatically things are getting settled down. But this is all happening continuously,
Yeah.
whenever I'm just closing my eyes, reading some part of it, and then just going what it is saying and what it indicates towards that. Automatically, mind becomes just blind, absolutely blind,
Right.
and then I don't know where it goes, where it
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
happened. I don't know.
No, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
that's
okay. In fact, scientifically, I wanted to speak about, people just went and said, if everyone knows what needs to be done in life, right? Let's say somebody wants to lose weight, he or she knows what needs to be done. It's like information. Today we know that, okay, we are not the thought, we are not the doer, all of that, everything is there. So science actually checked, and through science people check that what is the way people actually change, their experiences change. Let's say somebody wants to do good work and not able to do so. So the only way it's done is by again and again doing it, because then only subconscious mind's wiring loosen up. That's why self inquiry is very good. The more we hang in, the more we stay like this, the muscle memory changes, right? And that's why, Mukesh, you remember we had spoken and I had said that the more time we get, like, even if, let's say, suppose I'm just saying that, let's say we get 2 hours, can we keep aside the phone, everything, and we just rest? The knowing, we don't even need anything, just rest. If we get 2 days, wow, take a retreat, you know so what will happen is this will slowly become like this. Yeah.
Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Thank you, my pleasure, thank you. Okay, great. Uma Auntie says one word for today: experience is wonderful. Thank you, Uma Auntie. Great. Okay. Anything else anyone has? Yeah. So it's there is, again, we all need to, like, constantly remember this: there's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong. Our mind goes here and there, nothing wrong. If we are like constantly manufacturing something, it's absolutely okay. In all of this, there's knowing, you know there's knowing in every point of view, because even if we know that the constantly thoughts are going and we are going to past, future, and all of that, how do we know it? Through knowing. So we are the knowing. And mind's job, again, so this is what I understood as I did my journey. I started to hate my mind initially. Like, what is this? This is like my tool. I say this is my tool, and this tool is controlling me all the time. Da, 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 da. So what really happened is, after some time, I realized that heart's job is to beat, right? I mean, would we ever say to our heart, don't beat? Stop. We'll never tell. We'll never tell our stomach to, oh, don't digest, I will eat but you don't digest. No, because stomach's job is to digest. Mind's job is to think. So why are we like so bothered that mind is thinking? Mind is thinking, but just like with every heartbeat, we are not going right. We are not like, our whole body is not beating. This heart is beating its job. Mind is thinking. We don't need to always be lost in the thinking, because we know that it is thinking, that's enough, right? This is the whole thing. The shift happens that, okay, mind can do whatever it wants to do, but I will rest as the knowing. And this happens. So yeah, great. Thank you so much. Thoroughly enjoyed it, this inquiry with all of you. Thank you. And yeah, we'll meet next Sunday. I am traveling for about 2 3 weeks, so Dhruv will be meeting you more often now for at least next 2 weeks or so. Okay. And thank you so much. Keep doing the inquiry, keep using the Bliss app or whichever way you do, right? As I said, the more we rest as in this knowing, the more we inquire, our default condition, our natural state gets revealed. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.